Everybody, hey,
Everybody.
Kerrie. How are you?
What's up?
What's up? Hey, while we're waiting on folks to join, reminding y'all to go to coopedup.com to check out my content there. Wherever you are on social, I'm Cooped Up is my handle in most places, and if it's not that, it's Cooper Koch. Since Kerrie is here, you can follow her at Food Sparks. And wherever you are listening or watching, be sure to click the bell for notifications. And last but not least, I sometimes send out text alerts just about things I think you should know about. 214-949-8599. You send me a text, put you on the list. And you can also just ask me questions through that as well. So, hey, Mama. She's saying, hey, Cooper. Hey, Kerrie.
Hello, Mama Cooper.
Claire snuck in and changed the branding on my thing, and it's cute now. Look at that. It's more like little pop-up bubbles. It's smaller.
Oh, well, look at her.
I know. Claire did that. I don't know if
the youngins.
But the youngins, they know, hey, Claire, come fix my computer. Okay. So, how you doing, Kenny G?
I know. Look at my 80s hair. I told Cooper, I was like, I'll leave my hair like this just to show everybody when we get on, then I'm putting it right back up. In fact, I'm putting up my post now. It's like, come hang with me and Cooper and check out my 80s hair. Yeah. This is the hair of my childhood. First of all, I have naturally curly hair. Most people don't know that because I either keep it up or I style it or I flatten it.
Blow it out.
But I have not seen this kind of curl nor volume. This Kenny G moment I'm having. Like, I just need my little, whatever that instrument he has.
He uses the straight saxophone, whatever that one is.
Whatever that's named.
I remember what it's called.
Also, you can tell where my layers stop, which is awful. So it's like really like, look, it almost looks like my hair is like this short. Can you imagine? Back to this short. Do you remember 2 years ago?
It sucked up too.
But yeah, I fell for, again, this is fun just to get volume. I would have to put a little product in it and give it a little more texture if I really wanted to wear it curly. But seriously, I was not a kid with full spiral, but you know, most people had spiral. I kind of have a weird little zigzaggy texture to my hair.
I got big wavy hair. I have never had wavy hair until like this pandemic has brought out these waves in my hair. I think it's the humidity.
Yeah.
Also changed to a shampoo that doesn't have paraben in it anymore, and I think that might have been weighing my hair. And
that's
just
part of what I do.
Yeah.
No paraben. Yeah.
But yeah, when I first saw you, I was like, oh, someone got the Grimble out today.
So I fell for this product on TikTok. There's this hairstylist called Brad Mondo. And a lot of people, when they're coloring someone, he also does like the mermaid hair and all that crazy hair, right? So when a lot of people are doing like these TikTok challenges and stuff, they'll tag him and he'll duet your videos and watch him. But he came out with this product, I mean, sometime during the quarantine or TikTok time, or maybe that's just when it saw popularity, but it's been sold out for months. And I finally got an email the other day saying, the Brad Mondo Wave Tech is back in. It's $28. It's not cheap. Okay.
And you have to buy it from them?
Swear to share. It's a mousse. Swear to share.
Swear to share.
It smells divine. It smells so good. But it's Brad Mondo Wave Tech. So if you're a curly hair girl, coily hair girl, this is your jam. Again, I'd need to put like some Moroccan oil in this and actually style it. Like I literally just let this air dry out of the shower today. And this is what I got. And the minute I put this in, run my fingers through it, you know, wide comb it, my hair immediately starts curling. It's crazy. So Brad Mondo Wave Tech.
The smooth gems of Kerrie Sparks.
I know. Hair. I know. Look, I'm gonna put it up because I can't stand it, y'all.
That's a lot of hair. That is a lot of hair.
It's a lot. You don't know I have that much hair, right?
Diana's Kerrie's hair. Kerrie's hair.
I know it's nuts. You don't realize I have that much hair, but my hair's not super thick, but I have a lot of it.
Yeah. So
anyway, that's it.
The big news of the day was that Amazon announced when Prime Day is going to be this year. It's going to be the 21st and 22nd of this month, June.
Yes.
So we're just 3 weeks out, for less than 3 weeks out from it at this point.
Yeah.
2 days. They used to only always announce one day, and then they would say, oh, okay, we'll do it another day. But now I guess they're fully announcing it's going to be those 2 days. I'm in the affiliate program, meaning that if I share stuff, so I'm not getting money. It's just I'm one of their influencers.
Oh yeah.
I'm an Amazon influencer. You're freezing. You there? Yeah. Okay. I think you're
here.
Okay. Well, you keep freezing on my end. But the
oh weird. Okay.
They were sending, and so they've started sending me emails about inside, like, hey, get set up for all your content. Here are what some of the deals are going to be. I've not read them yet, and I'm probably sworn to secrecy. But anyway, but it's exciting. And by the way, just as a reminder to y'all, I will be sending out throughout the day deals as I see them that you might want to take advantage of. So text me. Send me a text that says something like prime deals or hey, hook me up for the deals, bitch. Yeah. 214-949-8599. That's my kind of community like text management system. And I will add you to my list on that. Disclaimer, any link I share, I may or may not make a commission on it because funny enough, I actually don't know how to not make it. The way it's set up is it builds into your Amazon account.
Yeah.
So I actually physically cannot send a non-affiliate link if I wanted to. I just don't know how to. But anyway,
you make some.
I don't know why I'm being an apologist for making money on my recommendations, but.
So how do they do that on the user or affiliate end? Do they drop it into your Amazon credit?
No, I get a check or PayPal.
Oh, so you got a 1099 that?
Yeah, if it's over $500, it's believe me, I'm making tens and twenties of dollars on you people like annually.
Okay, because I've seen a lot of these influencers do their own Amazon the Drop for the fashion ones. They're doing these Amazon the Drop. That's like the opening their own closet.
Yeah, well, I can have like my own little my old favorite stores. I can do like a little closet. I can even do live on Amazon. I can do live broadcasts if I wanted to.
Oh, you should do that.
About things, and then if they like them, they actually air them on like some Amazon channel or something.
They do. Yeah, they do that with Courtney Kerr. I watch hers.
Yeah.
You should do that, especially around the Christmas time with that light thing you love to tell people about. You've made money off of the light tester.
Here's the funny thing about this is I am like the most boring domestic influencer ever. It's because it's helpful stuff. I have made money on the thing I've made the most money on is Instant Pots. That's
really? Is the Instant Pot?
Yeah. I probably made actually I said 10 I probably made like $200 on Instant Pot referrals because so many people have bought that Instant Pot, which I bought a new one, a different one, and I don't use it anymore. I went back to the original one, the one that you and I have too. I don't like the new one. So I mean, who wants an Instant Pot? No. I use it for small things. And then what else I have? Oh, that light clicker thing, the thing that you can hook up to your Christmas lights to make them come back to life. That's the like number 2 thing. I'm trying to think of what else. There's something else that is totally like lame. It's like shoulder cream or something.
Asper cream.
No, I have a bum shoulder and I use this stuff called Penetrex. It's the worst name ever, but it works so well. I know it's got one of those names. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that because you know how when you're on CNN they show all the old people commercials because I don't know. I guess they think old people.
CBS Sunday Morning. Every commercial during CBS Sunday Morning is for some sort of
ailment,
Prolexa, whatever ailment,
trifexa,
and it's all drug ads because obviously the CBS Sunday Morning is probably a wealthier audience, and so it's like medications. Whereas you watch like Wheel of Fortune, and there's some medicines. There's a ton of like reverse mortgages. There's a ton of life insurance, Colonial Penn life insurance. And I love some Wheel of Fortune. I'm really good at it too.
You do love Wheel. No, you were making me think of I saw last night on CNN. You've always heard of that Salon Pass. Such also a weird name for a cream. Salon Pass. But I noticed last night in the commercial, the bottom of the box said it was I'm gonna get the name wrong. It said dimethyl, whatever. It's the name of this chemical compound I happen to know because when I had a back injury, I had to get this stuff in a tube, and it was like had to be compounded, and then had like, you know, level 4 or whatever, because it was like basically like putting a topical hydrocodone in your skin that soaks into your muscles, right? And I noticed that Salonpas box at the bottom says it has that in it. So I was like, well, that shit might actually work, because I'll tell you that medical grade version I have of the topical ointment is the bomb.
It was the bomb. Sandy was saying, do I confess that I have the Penetrex? You are such an influencer. It works. It works. And if you heard honking, it was Tawana driving by in her Jeep.
Beep, beep, beep. Who's in the Jeep? Vroom. Tawana will get that.
I should have thrown some protein shake at her. I'm her shake dealer.
Thrown it out the window. Here you go.
Yes. So Prime Day. So sometimes they have really cool things, but they always have all of the televisions. And I need a television like I need a vagina. Just don't need one. But so occasionally though, the deal on the TV is like, okay, I'll buy that Prime version of the Samsung television, 65-inch for $300. Okay, I'll do that. But it's a lot of that, a lot of Kindles. And here's a little pro tip, by the way. If you are an American Express customer, certain credit cards have a promotion or a benefit where you can get, it's like half price off of a Kindle or a certain amount. I've gotten a Kindle for free on Prime Day, matching it with that American Express benefit. I don't know how. I remember you have to get invited to this. They don't give it to you all the time. But I got the Paperwhite for free because they had marked it down so much. A lot of Amazon's starting to own everything. They've got the Ring devices. They own Ring now.
Yeah.
You get a security system. You can get the cameras. I'm going to be watching the smart plugs. Can
I ask you a question about navigating?
Yeah.
Because you're the first person to ever get me an Amazon Prime. The first couple of years, I was like, because I'm like not into Black Friday either. I'm like, if I need something throughout the year, I'll find it on sale or whatever, find a coupon, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
So you were going on and on about it. So last couple of years, I've gotten into it, but I've shared with you my frustration in that you get on and it's just like,
it's a barrage.
It's a barrage, and they're done by category. But sometimes I would just like to just search through. But there must be hundreds, right? Are there hundreds of deals, or there only
there's thousands of deals?
Thousands. So you could never get rid of them all just by browsing, right?
No, even a lot of them.
You kind of have to know what you're looking for, which is the thing that I don't like. I want to be surprised and go, "Oh, I didn't know I needed that."
The way I do it is I will. They have Amazon Prime TV. So Monica's saying, "Is it Prime Day?" No, they announced today that Prime Day is going to be June 21st and 22nd, Monica. Yeah. So they do featured things. So they do a live like HSN or QVC style broadcast for the entire 2 days, 24 hours a day.
The whole day?
Yeah, the whole day they are doing, and they're talking about featured items. So those are sometimes interesting, sometimes not. They also
is there a featured items section? I could just click
on
it.
It's like on the very front. It's like the very first thing.
Okay.
And then the thing you have to keep in mind, Walmart matches a lot of the prices also. And so if you see something on Amazon, Walmart may have matched the price of it as well. And you may be able to just go pick it up that day. Now, everything on Amazon, if you're in the city of Dallas or a big city, it arrives like in a minute. And then I get the Amazon treasure truck also.
Yeah.
Which is like
lately it's been shit though.
I ordered a reusable like mop the other day, like one of those where you kind of, again, domestic, where you put the water in it and you squirt it, and it was all reusable. So I watch their broadcast deals. They sometimes will send out emails or texts too. I also watch what my friends are posting about. And I will watch like Mashable. Usually has a great running commentary of things. And it's not just electronics. They have a lot of home stuff, a lot of like Domino magazine, and others. I will watch like the newsletters and those types of blogs, those types of.
So it's a cumulative effort. It's not like I'm missing something on the page.
Sometimes people have really funny things, like they're like the most insane things to buy on Amazon Prime Day.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, it was like 80% off a like 100-gallon jug of lube. Like,
I mean, that's funny.
I know, it was hilarious.
You could use that at a party. I mean, you could make fun. That's a great practical joke waiting.
That big trump.
These are the kind of things I don't want to miss. See, because people will be like, "Oh, I got this on Amazon Prime," and I'll be like, "What? I didn't see that. I didn't know."
I know. Which is why, if you want to make sure you see all the things, as a reminder, text me right now, or at 214-949-8599. Just say, "Hey, Coop, sign me up for the Prime deals," or something to that effect, just so I know what list to put you on. And I will be blasting it out over and you can email, you can text me back. So if you see things, also, you can send me hot leads on those, and I will share them with the people.
So do you remember my steal last year, what I got last year for Prime Day?
I don't remember yesterday, Kerrie.
Because I just happened to remember that I was like, oh, let me go look at it on Prime. And I was so excited. Of course, they were doing it on their website too. But I got my Sonos speakers, remember?
Yes.
They were $50 cheaper each. So saved me $100 on their new Sonos Rome, which is, enabled to do Google or Judy. I say Judy because she's right there. So I love them. I mean, I got them, but I think I mentioned on a previous call. Let me grab my other extension. I got them because I wanted not only to have surround sound and the ability to build on the system, but I had recently had my parents' old analog record player refurbished with a Bluetooth receiver, right?
Uh-huh.
And Quentin and I spent months, weeks trying to figure out how to get this record player to talk to the Sonos, when finally online we found an article that was like, oh, with the new Sonos One, they no longer are Bluetooth enabled. They actually work with the Wi-Fi of your home.
Oh, yes.
FYI, the new ones, right?
And that's how Google Homes work. That's how Alexa works. All of them. It's through your house's Bluetooth.
Well, we just couldn't believe, like, we went to Best Buy. I went to a physical Best Buy store with him, and we talked to a person. And they were like, yeah, no, because they just come out with the Sonos Move. Remember the big, heavy, round one you could take to the pool or whatever?
Yeah.
That was their Bluetooth speaker. So word to the wise, that's what happened. We spent weeks trying to figure this out. I had packaged the Sonos One back up and was going to send them back to Amazon because I was that pissed. And then we were reading an article that said, if you can go on eBay and find a Sonos amp, one of the older ones, and they were still like 180. The new ones were 600.
Yeah.
And it was like, basically, you need this to get your record player to talk to your Sonos, right? Well, about 2 weeks after that, this is like February, right? Because I got my Sonos Prime Day, which last year was what, October?
It was late. Yeah, it was closer to actual Black Friday. Yeah.
So I didn't hook them up to the holidays. I think it might have been New Year's Eve. I was actually hooking them up, and I was calling him, crying, trying to do it over the phone. I can't figure it out. And he had figured out how to do it to my little pull speaker. Bluetooth that worked. Sonos announced this speaker, their Sonos, what is it called? Rome. Okay. This is their version of like the UE Boom, which is what I have. You take to the pool.
Yeah.
This now is going to, I think, replace their Sonos Move. I think it was too big and bulky and people didn't like it. $250 for the speaker. I pre-ordered in March and it just got here a week or so ago, shipped in May.
Easy.
You've got to buy this. This is Bluetooth and Wi-Fi enabled. This one will talk to all the rest of yours and unite them as one system. So I can point my record player to the Sonos Rome and it will play throughout my house now. Allegedly, I'll let you know. Allegedly.
We have the Sonos throughout the house, and then we even have the Sonos like in ceiling. No, they're not Sonos. We have in ceiling speakers, but we wanted them all to play throughout the whole house, and so we had to get the amp that makes it work. So we got.
Well, this one also, the amp. I was gonna have to buy the amp just to get it to play, and then like I was looking at Mashable. To your point, looking up our tech articles on Mashable, and they said Sonos has got a new speaker coming. It will work with your analog products. I called Sonos and said, I have the record player. It's going to work. And they said yes. So I've yet to hook it up. I've got to hook it up, but it won't leave my house. It'll just stay in my house. You should
tell them, like, hey, if I get it to work, wouldn't this be a really cool, like, web content or blog? Yeah. Like, my father's restored phonograph kind of thing. Player.
I'll pitch it. Because I can't be the only one. Q and I were like, we cannot be the only people trying to figure this out. We were on Reddit. We were on blogs for record players. We were on all this crap trying to figure out how to hook up my record player to my Sonos system. And the answer is you have to have a Bluetooth Sonos speaker that will speak to the Wi-Fi Sonos speakers. At a $250 price tag, mind you. In addition to they were $250 each. I took $100. I spent $400 on the two. So I'm 6.5 in.
They are the best.
They're great. I love them.
There's a joke.
They're great. And now I can talk to Alexa. She's on it.
Well, the Sonos speaker, the best part about it is the bass, like just the range of sound. It doesn't sound so. It doesn't. I mean, I like playing music on the Google things too if I'm just near one, but just it's so tinny sounding compared to the big sound of Sonos.
Yeah, I had to go into the equalizer settings and turn it down because I'll just play music while I cook or whatever. And I put it on one night and I went to take a shower, and I'm in the shower and there's this driving bass going through the walls. I'm thinking, running up and down the hall.
Oh, so you were that neighbor. You were that neighbor.
Yeah, for a minute I was like getting out of the shower. I was like, oh my God, that's me. I opened the door, stuck my head out. I go, oh my God, that's my stereo. Swear to God, I had it on like a volume 3, and there's that much, oomph behind these speakers. So I dropped it down to a -3 in the system, and it still works great for me.
Yeah,
but it's a great system, I'll tell you, but it's not cheap. So look for I doubt they're going to drop this on Prime. If they do, I'll be surprised because it's brand new. It just dropped this month. Their last one 2 weeks ago in May.
I'm surprised it hasn't gone onto the Treasure Truck because they put stuff like that on Treasure Truck.
Yeah. But it's basically like I had the UE Boom, which is a great speaker. I use it at the pool all the time. The UE Boom has some great sound.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. You carry it around.
I love the size. I have been getting ads for Pride swag. As we talked about yesterday, Pride, rainbow. Got my rainbow one.
I sent you T-shirts today.
Yes, I saw them. They were cute. All of my Instagram ads, all of my Facebook ads, everything are like, ooh, homosexual. Here's some ads. And some of them are like, do we really need like Listerine has Pride packaging? Like there's a Pride packaging of Listerine right now. Like, I mean, I appreciate the support. I really do. And in the exposure and all of that. And I definitely appreciate the donations that are being made because almost all of them come with the donation, like donating $75,000 to the Trevor Project, which helps homeless teens, LGBTQ homeless teens, or something else like that. And then I got one today from Olay Regenerist, and they have a rainbow packaging too.
Yeah.
And then they had some makeup guy that I've seen on social media. I can't remember his name, but he's kind of the face of it for this particular campaign. Was on there.
James Charles, Cover Girl.
What was that?
James Charles for Cover Girl.
That sounds right, James Charles.
Yeah.
And then and then I've been getting a lot of nail decals that are rainbow also, because Jonathan Van Ness is doing a partnership with Mimicure, something like that. Mimicure, something like that. Mimicure. Just the stuff, but it just cracks me up. All of the different things. I mean, the Listerine was when I was like, okay. And then I've gotten Bomba socks, which I actually got them. They sent me some last year, which I showed yesterday, and which are cute. I love those. I got something from a space pen company. I got an email like, "Hey, do you want one of these?" I don't actually want one, and it was It was like iridescently rainbow, so you could be kind of on the DL at work, but in front of everybody, you're like, it's just kind of iridescent, but you're like, "Oh, I know it's mine," which kind of undermines the whole point of Pride, but that's a whole other thing. Anyway.
I would love to know the P&L, profit and loss, numbers on brands that do this, because it's a big cost to them to do the packaging for a limited run. But then I'd love to know, and then they're donating, right? And maybe they're doing employee matching if it's really cool.
Yeah.
I would love to know what their profit loss is versus what they spent versus what they think they got back in boost in product sales.
Well, I think a lot of it also like LGBTQ and allies have shown time and time again to be crazy loyal to brands.
Yeah.
Dance with the one who brung you, kind of, or support those who support you. And so I think there's that. But then, I mean, there's brands like Skittles is coming out with a specific one that's the opposite. it's their pride bag is all white Skittles. They pull the color out saying we're all one color, that kind of thing, which they look hideous.
They're
But
the mystery Skittles, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to not know what flavor I'm having.
Oh no, I'm picky about it. Sandy says put the number back. I missed it.
I already did. I put it up.
Oh, the phone number. Okay, got
Phone
it.
number, yes. And then one thing that's been funny to me though is, like on Facebook, which I'm on more than you are, it shows you occasionally, like if a business page shows up, it'll say so and so commented on this or whatever. Like it tells you, it pulls your feed and it tells you that someone you know or connected to commented on it. Some of the things that I have seen, first of all, it just cracks me up, the arguments and the things that people say on like Roto-Rooter's page. Like, really? Like, why are you talking to Roto-Rooter on it? Or even just like on a news site. I'm like, the comment section is never, you're not going to change anybody's mind. Like, don't get into these keyboard battles with people on that. Because, but like I saw one today, it was a friend of mine's dad who I actually know and am connected to on Facebook. I'm not really friends with them. We don't agree on many things, but I just happen to know this woman's parents. Her dad goes onto American Airlines' page, which American Airlines put like the wings of the plane were a rainbow on it. And it's like, stay out of politics and stick to flying to people. And I'm like, and he doesn't realize that like everyone who's connected to him may or may not have then been told, hey, look what this guy put on there, right?
Mr. So-and-so's a huge old Mo hater.
I know. I was like, and I know what his opinion is on these things. I could tell you more about it offline, but like he's also the same guy who, it's actually one of my former employees' dads. When he found out that her boss was gay or is gay, she's a former employee now, but he legit asked her, because she told me, so does he just have guys that come in and out all day to have sex with him at work? Like legit thought that, because I'm gay, I have this voracious sexual appetite, and literally I'm just going to have people showing up at 1900 Pacific, floor 23, coming in to bang me in front of...
Like 9 o'clock, client call, 10 o'clock, bang time, 10:10, bang time number 2.
I know. I always joke, people are like, oh, you're gay? Like, they'll make a joke like it's not so obvious, like, you're gay? And I'm like, not recently.
Depends on who you ask.
I have like the least appetite. I probably should. I get these tests all the time. Also, like, do you have low T? Take this test to find out your hormone situation. What of the 6,000 different types of foods? Like, poke your finger, put it on this card, mail it in, and we'll tell you everything about yourself. Right? I get those ads too about like food sensitivities and hormones, and guys get the low T one. I don't know, girls, what you get. Like,
I don't know.
When's the factory shutting down? I don't know.
I'm in that sweet phase right now where no one's bugging me yet. But
Monica's saying, why would she repeat that? She was making fun of him, and she knew I could take it. That's why. But just generally, like, just people going on and saying these, because someone on the other side is like, oh my goodness, Mr. So-and-so doesn't like what we've done. Maybe we should reconsider. I just...
It amazes me.
That cracks me up.
Amazes me.
We have a fundraiser at school on Friday, and I was hoping the scarf would be here already today so I could show it off to you. It says it's en route. But
come on, Amazon, man.
One of the things, so I was like, I don't know what I'm going to wear. So I'm buying this real colorful scarf, because the theme is colorful cocktail. Like, that's the dress. But someone, an Indian friend of mine, was on my comments and said, well, you should go to an Indian store and just buy like some Indian clothing and wear them. And I'm like, is that not cultural appropriation? Like, where is the line? Like, and then so I did ask that. I said, would I not get in trouble for cultural appropriation on that or run the risk of being accused of that? And she was like, well, not really, because your intention was more about color, not about like you're not trying to steal from the culture. Like you're not trying to say, oh, look at this great fashion idea I have. Like it's very obviously Indian. And then another Indian friend of mine was like, no, it's great. It's great. And I was like, I would only do that if I printed out these comments and walked around with it, laminated them and like, hey, Angela said it's okay. Cam said it's okay. Like
my Indian friend said I could wear this.
Yes. I don't know. I think that that's touchy. I don't know that I would like I always thought that I would want a big Indian wedding, like because they're so big and magnificent and all of that kind of stuff. But
henna alone is so beautiful.
I know. But I think that you would get just dragged if you did that, right? I think Elizabeth Hurley had an Indian wedding, but I think her husband is Indian actually. So
yeah.
Yeah, there was a wedding. I don't know if you know these people, but on Instagram, I was seeing a lot of people talking about this one particular wedding that happened this weekend here in Dallas. Weintraub, I think is their last name, family. And
I know that last name.
Yeah. So I don't know where it was, but I saw a lot of celebrities that I know, like actually know, who were there. And I was like, okay, and some from out of town even. And then I follow Vanessa Williams because I love Vanessa Williams so much. I think she is just like has not gotten what she needs out of like fame wise. Like I think she should be so much more famous, beautiful, all of that. But I mean, not more. She is beautiful. More like she was the Miss America who was disgraced because she had done Playboy, which by the way now would be a walk in the park. They'd be like, oh, you just did Playboy? That's nothing. So she was there. Jennifer Hudson sang a song, like their first dance. Jennifer Hudson was on stage singing.
What?
They were on this levitating, like clear stage that had every peony in America underneath it.
Peony season right now too. You know they paid a high price for that. They
did. I mean, this whole wedding. It was built. It was like a coliseum. Like I'll send you some things to. It is like crazy. Who knows what they? It had whatever those like plants are that hang down, like like we have in a gazebo or something. Wisteria hanging down from the ceiling, all that kind of stuff. It was crazy.
I'm gonna look them up. Aren't they over on Straight Lane? Is it TRAUB? I'm gonna look them up on the decap.
Probably. I bet that is them.
I've heard their name before.
But I was like, wow, like that is crazy. I don't even remember why I was telling this story, honestly. But
crazy wedding. You were seeing a bunch of people post about it.
Yes. But Vanessa Williams should be more famous than she is. You know who else should be more famous than she is? And she's getting famous again because she's coming back out with a show. Kathleen Turner. Kathleen Turner has been in the press a lot this week. She and Michael Douglas from Romancing the Stone are doing a show.
That movie.
I think is it a movie? I thought it was a show.
It's a show. You're right. It's like a small limited show.
Yeah, like a 6 episode or something like that on, I don't know what network it's on or platform, but so she's coming back out and but she looks very different than she's not the bombshell that she used to be. She still has the husky voice, which I love, but she's kind of more circular and spherical in shape than she was before. But she was like, I was reading this interview, I think it was in Wall Street Journal, and they were like, what do you say to people? They were like, what are like the weirdest things people ask you? And then she's like, people will say like, oh, you don't look the same. And her response is, well, neither do you.
Neither do you. Hey, there's a David Weintraub and a Guy Kurtz Weintraub.
Yeah.
Greenbrier, it's $1.2 million residential.
1.2 is not that much though for that little
wedding like that. Yeah, but there's a lot. There's also like 3 Weintraub investments.
Oh, I'm sure.
That could be all there.
I'll send it to you. Sandy's reminding us that Kathleen Turner played Chandler's dad on Friends. That's right, and I have mad respect for her for that too. What the sex bombshell, basically from like the 80s or I guess the 80s mostly, is coming back on TV in the 90s and early 2000s, and she is poking fun at herself by playing a transsexual, which was, by the way, very before its time also. Remember Chandler's dad was a male to female transsexual.
That's right. I forgot about
Played
that.
by Kathleen Turner. Cracks me up. And my Monica is saying the voice goes with the body. Now it's caught up, right? I just love her voice.
Speaking of Friends, I've not watched Reunion, and sadly, I've seen too many things leak out and people talk about stuff that now I'm sad.
So I haven't seen it either. I was kind of like meh on the show when it first aired. Like it wasn't a big thing in my life. I mean, I like it, but it wasn't like a huge, like cultural touchstone for me. But this morning, actually at work, my team was talking about the reunion show. I think it was this morning. It might have been yesterday morning, but they were talking about the reunion show, and they're all in their 20s. They all love it, but they thought it was fantastic. They're like, we love the format of it.
It's good, but they were saying the Matthew Perry part was sad. He just appeared to be out of it and like high.
Yeah. Well, the men have not aged well. They've aged very poorly, and the reason they've aged poorly is even him he's like too Botoxed and filled and all of that. Like, that's what's crazy is that they are so they've like he has huge teeth now, and all the rest of them have plumped themselves up too much. Like it's just too. It's like they're trying too hard. Meanwhile, what's her name? Jennifer Aniston hasn't aged a fucking day. She is
She does have smoker lines around her lip because she does smoke.
Yeah. Yeah. And how's your skin still that good if you smoke and you live in Malibu?
Aveeno. She's the Aveeno spokesperson.
Yes.
Well, I heard the big shocker was that Ross and Rachel, so Jennifer and David actually revealed that they really were infatuated with one another during the show. So the chemistry was kind of real. They weren't dating, but they really actually I guess they found out later. Sandy, tell us, you watched it, but they realized later that they were both infatuated with each other.
Sandy read today that Chandler had dental work done that day. Who fucking stupid.
That's a PR excuse if I ever heard one. Who would ever have that done?
Good one.
It looked brand new though.
Why would you admit to being dumb enough to have dental work the day that you're filming, like possibly the second largest career thing of your life?
That's a total excuse. They're trying to say he was still high from the. Plus, you wouldn't have had all that done in a day. I'll tell you that right now. Not those veneers. Could I be having any bigger teeth? They were ginormous. Monica smokes weed. Yes. So does what's her name? Jennifer Aniston. She's a huge weed smoker too.
No, that's what she's saying. Monica said she smokes, and my mom is saying yes, she smokes weed. Talking about Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, Sandy said they were crushing on each other, but each had other various relationships at various times. Isn't that cute to know that Ross and Rachel could have really been Ross and Rachel? That was probably my favorite part of that show.
That could have fucked up the show, though.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
A dental emergency. That sounds like a PR statement to me.
I agree. That is just weird to. I don't know. I think I would. I don't know. Unless it was like hardcore pain or something, like I would figure out a way to limp through.
Well, he wouldn't be on painkillers because he's a recovering addict. So he's acting like he was on painkillers from what people are saying, or that he was on something, like he was loopy and out of it to the point where they said they were concerned and they might have an intervention after the show. I don't know. Who knows?
Really, what they did?
I don't know if they did, but
yes,
there was enough public outcry of like, what the hell?
That is, I know. They all got paid. They did the same thing with this one that they did with the show. They all got paid the same thing always. They made a pact with each other that they were all going. Near the end, I think they were each getting paid like $1 million per episode or something like that, which was very expensive at the time for a TV show. I don't think nowadays it is, but so for this reunion, supposedly, at least the PR spin, they all said they were each going to get paid like $3 million or something like that. They all got paid exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if one of them was like executive producer or something else. Like that's the thing that's weird on TV. Like you watch, like we watched So I watched this movie on the plane called Late Night, which was Mindy Kaling and Emma Thompson.
Yeah.
Cute movie. I wanted to watch it, so I watched it again. And you watch in the credits, and you see executive producer Mindy Kaling, like writer Mindy Kaling, all this kind of stuff. And then I noticed it on RuPaul's Drag Race as well. It's like produced by RuPaul, music by RuPaul, all this stuff. And I was thinking, I was like, I bet they get paid. Every one of those jobs, like every one of those jobs is a separate paycheck.
You have to. Union and SAG, you have to.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting that just
for everything you can get your name on, same as singer-songwriters. You know, you perform it, if you write it, that's where you really make the money. If you write it for people too. If you produce it, a whole bit, yeah.
I think that some people get executive producer credit also just for the esteem of it, even if they had nothing to do with it. But you get paid.
Yeah, you do get paid.
Have you ever? I know Apple has totally different subject. My computer, I think, is struggling with memory, and it's 5 years old now. That's the thing about Apples, is that they last forever, but then they'll come out with one update that just smacks it, and you're like, ah. I think I'm at that point. I think that's why sometimes I'm so blurry also, and the camera doesn't adjust right, because it's just the memory that it needs to run things like just in the moment.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at, and I also just love, I don't have a car payment anymore, all that kind of stuff. So I'm kind of like, I got some money but in the hole of my pocket. The new desktops that come out that are also colorful.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yes. So, but then I was looking at Apple has a trade-in program where you can trade, you put in your serial number of like this device that I'm on right now, and it tells you how much they will give you for trade-in. And this one came in at $400. It's like, we will give you $400 that you can apply towards future purchases.
Wow.
I'm like, I'm wondering how does that actually work for people? Has anyone done that? Because that sounds awesome. If I could automatically knock a quarter of,
I have a PowerBook I just got last year, right? The MacBook, sorry. $1,800.
I know that's the ones that I'm looking at. They're like $1,500, $1,600. They last forever again, and they have this new fancy chip and all that kind of stuff in them. But so I've got this one, and then I look over there, and I see another one on the floor that I don't use. That's not even plugged in.
Add it up.
I don't know if you can add it up also. So
why not?
I'm curious.
When I got mine, I took my relics in. I had two. I had the 3rd generation PowerBook that had the titanium keys.
Yes.
The hard drive went out. I think a CD was stuck in it. And then I had the white one like you had, the little 13-inch white one, whatever they called that, the MacBook. Was it the MacBook or the iBook?
No, it was a MacBook, but it was like really early on. Like that came after the clamshell one. Like the clamshell went, and then they came out with just a solid white one. That's the first one I had.
So I took both of those in, and they were like, wow, these are relics. I was like, yeah, they've been sitting in the back of my closet for a while, but they didn't give me no fucking money for that.
Then we will recycle them for you.
Yeah, thanks, ma'am. Crazy lady.
Get rid of them. Sandy is saying, I think Ross directed and produced a couple of episodes of Friends. Yeah.
He did. Towards the end.
So I'm thinking about that Apple program. I'm sure I got shit laying around. I'm like, oh, let's take this and this and this. I mean, like I got this empty phone right here that I found the other day, just sitting on my desk.
You're rolling an Apple. How much you give me for this shit? Rock out with a free computer.
So it did. I wonder how much do they? If anyone's done it, can you double up? Like, could I bring in 2 computers and say, is this worth $700, $800? You know, it tells you based on, you have to type in the serial number online, and it explicitly tells you. You have to answer questions like, does it still turn on? Is the screen cracked? That kind of thing. Do you have the power cord? Mm-hmm. But I guess that applies more to like tablets and stuff. I can't imagine you would. It doesn't turn on if you don't have the power cord with your desktop. Yeah. But anyway, but I would love to know if I could double up on that.
Just give me a little call, okay? Because I guess you have to set the appointment. You can go down there now, right? They still don't have stores open fully, but you can set an appointment.
Still by appointment, yeah. It's. I was telling them yesterday that I went to Hermes on Friday, and they were like, "Do you have an appointment?" They're not letting at Highland Park Village. They're not letting.
I'm so annoyed. Highland Park Village and North Park. It's like, get over yourselves.
Well, Vegas was the same way.
All of it is open now.
All of those luxury stores in Vegas, the
No, they just figured out that's the way they can weed people out.
That's what I think. I think it is because they immediately assign you to a salesperson also. Yes. So it gets rid of. I bet it's reduced shrinkage, like shoplifting. I bet is down.
Probably.
And all that. But and also it sounds exclusive that you have to wait behind the velvet rope at Louis Vuitton or Hermes or somewhere like that. But yeah, it's only it's like Louis Vuitton, Hermes, Burberry, Chanel.
Yes.
Gucci.
Remember when you and I went into
Ferragamo
last time we went to North Park again? The mask thing hadn't been lifted yet, but she's like, "Oh, 1 second." We just walked right up to the door and I was there. 1 second, she like looks around. There is no one in the store.
It was so
weird. Are like,
can
we go in?
Don't play, girl. Don't play.
And then the sales guy just kept chatting us up, chatty cat, because he had no one else to talk to.
Seriously. And that I didn't love that part of the experience because I was like, because then it's like sometimes you bitches want to browse. That's why you go to the mall. Like you just want to look at stuff, right?
Oh, that's a Google domain I'm going to look up right now. Don't take it. I'm taking it. Bitches want to browse.
What is it? Bitches want to browse.
I'm buying it. Nobody else. I'm gonna be here.
Brandon Call is saying, "I love me some Gucci." Hey, Brandon.
Hey, Brandon.
My kids know about Gucci because we were in Vegas and they're like, Gucci's like some of the most famous, like one of the highest brands, right? And I was like, yeah. What do you know about it? They're like, oh, we see it in a lot of our YouTube videos and stuff. All like Gucci is the rage with the kids these days. Like if you can get Gucci, and I think there's slang. I think that it's made it into slang that Gucci just means like coin or
Gucci
or whatever. Oh, that's so Gucci. You like that?
By the way, the Gucci line is the longest in the mall. It's ridiculous.
That's what
like some of them are like 12. I'm like, you're not buying anything.
I think it's very in vogue right now. The Gucci,
yes.
the Gucci, and Gucci at North Park is kind of in that mid range. It's kind of across from Italy, right on the first floor.
Yes, right across. Yeah,
like for those neon water towers things. Yeah.
I just add bitcheswannabrowse.com to my
bitches wanna browse.
I spelled it bitches, WANNA, browse.com. I took it, bitches.
But you can't get foodsparks.com.
No.
I looked at, I was actually thinking about surprising you as a gift, buying FoodSparks for you.
Can you just talk those people down for me? That's the part I don't want to do.
Because and actually it's probably easier for me to do it because it's not mine, right? I could talk it down for you.
Right. Can you talk it down?
I looked and they're like $2,495.
Yes. And I've reached out to them twice. I've played the hard to get game. You and I have talked about this. Seriously, if you will just talk them down, I'll pay you to talk them because I'm about to pay a broker. You buy brokers to do this for you so that you don't look like an interested party.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's double-edged sword. I have all of the social FoodSparks, all of them that matter.
Yeah.
But of course, I'll be like, nobody's going to buy your website as long as I have those. But then they're like, well, but you want it because you've got all the social.
I know. Exactly.
So can you just talk them down for me?
I think I paid for coopedup.com. I think I paid.
Which is ridiculous. That's so much more generic. And you could use it for a ton of different things.
Right.
You have that for way
especially pandemic-wise, right? Like I own I even own the trademark. I trademarked Cooped Up, but I paid $750 for Coopedup.com.
And see, they had yours marked for the same price as mine. I remember when we first looked at this.
And the hilarious thing about it is, so it's $750 just to buy it, but then it's $12 a year after that. Like, it makes no
Seriously,
sense.
You go chat with them and you find out you'll look like an uninterested party unless they search social media and find out we're friends. But
or they might see a PR firm and they're like, oh, it must be a campaign or something. But we'll see. I can
know if you get anywhere because I've tried twice.
Well, because I literally, and sometimes I get some drink in me and I start buying things that I shouldn't buy, and it tends to be very expensive things like Celine Dion tickets.
Yeah, I'm already in for you for like around $1,100. So can you just send up a flare before you buy it for more than $500?
At this point, I have now drunk purchased Celine Dion tickets twice. There's the Dallas show and then the Vegas show. It's just getting. We're gonna go see her in Paris next. It's just gonna get ridiculous.
Yeah. And we're going to the City of Lights to see the greatest city in the world.
As much as I love Celine Dion, I still have not seen that movie. The documentary, the Celine Dion to the World with Love or whatever it's called.
Oh, the one she did when she first did her first Cirque show.
I don't know. I think it's a tour. I think it's a tour documentary.
Oh no, yeah, that one. Yes, Mark and I went to the movies and saw that. It's great. It's good.
I know. I love her so much, but I can only take the cornball stuff so much before I'm like,
she's cornball, but
a fucking dork.
There's so much more in there. It's good. Well, Renee is in there still. Renee Charles, because he's alive.
Renee Charles is the son. Renee and
yeah, he's in there too. He's little. He's like 5, I think.
Yeah,
he's good.
Here.
Well, let me set my limit with you now, drunken communicator. 750 is my limit for that damn domain.
Okay, I will keep that in mind. It is now
down though, because I love nothing more than to get a deal, and I've hit nothing but a roadblock with these people.
Yeah. If anyone has any tips on that, also please share them.
Please do.
And the exact opposite of Gucci, the State Fair of Texas. Although you spend just as much as a fucking Gucci pair of shoes when you go.
Save your money. There's a Fletcher's corn dog.
So I'm just gonna say it. I put the State Fair in the same category as like HEB grocery store, and Bluebell ice cream. Things that I'm supposed to love about being a Texan that I just don't have. Well, I actually have a negative thought on the State Fair. HEB, I think it's fine, but I'm not gaga over it. And Bluebell ice cream, I think they're serial killers and should have gone to jail for what they did. But the State Fair of Texas, people lose their fucking minds over it. They buy season passes and I'm not criticizing. If that is your thing, that is your thing.
Yeah.
But every time I have gone to the State Fair with my children, and I always tell them I come from a place of no. I'm most likely going to say no when you ask me, can I have? Because you don't need a corn dog and then a turkey leg that you're going to take 2 bites out of, and then a $7 lemonade that you're going to drop, and then cotton candy. You don't need all of that.
You're looking at the long game on these food. They don't last very long.
No. Well, and the other thing is they're so fucking expensive. Like Fletcher's Corny. You don't know how much anything is because everything's a coupon, but the Fletcher's
they're like up to 9 coupons now, 9 or 10 coupons.
I thought it was like 12. I think they're like
$6. That's $6 coupon
for a deep fried hot dog weenie. Like that is, and they're good. I wouldn't say they're $6 good. And
listen, I will say my fair long game is good because I know exactly what I want to eat. I know exactly where I go. I eat and I drink everything. I buy 2 caramel apples with peanuts and take them home with me.
Yeah.
I do the same thing every year, but paying that $20+ to get into the fair now, I'm like, for what?
It's so expensive. And I always make sure we go on a night, like they have coupons and discounts all the time. Just bring a can of Dr. Pepper or something like that. And you get it for cheaper. I never go on the weekend. You would not ever get me there on a weekend. But they are coming back. By the way, shorthand of all of that, the State Fair of Texas has announced that they are coming back September 24th, 25th, something like that, through like the second to last weekend in October.
Well, I really plan to get off my ass and can jams and jellies this year because it's been 4 years since I entered.
You competed in that too.
Yeah, I competed for years in it.
And the theme this year is howdy, y'all. Howdy, y'all. I'm Big Tex. That's it. Howdy, y'all. And it's all about big techs. It's all very centric on big techs. So Brandon is saying corny dogs and fried Snickers for days.
Look,
Todd makes fun of me for calling them corny dogs, and I think my sister makes fun of me for calling them corny dogs.
I call them corn dogs except for the State Fair because they're Fletcher's corny dogs.
I thought they were always corny dogs. I've always called them corny dogs.
And I don't buy them from anywhere else but the Fletchers, and I'm partial to the big location over by the auto show, next to Big Tex. That's where I get mine. I don't buy them at the little ones.
That's the one. That's always, so there are a few things when I do go. I got to have a tater tornado. That is my favorite thing ever.
The cheddar cheese.
Or even just all the different powders and stuff on it. So the tater tornado, that's always on my list. Tater twisters also. Some people call them different things. Got to have the corny dog. I also like, they have like a Dole Whip, like a pineapple ice cream.
I've not had that. I've seen them, but I've not had it.
It's good. I like it. There's something else that we always.
I've told you about the fried peanut butter jelly and banana sandwich.
I don't like butter. I don't like peanut butter, so it's lost.
Right. That's right. It is you get the whole sandwich, and they cut it in quarters and put it in a boat and squeeze grape jelly on it and sprinkle it with powdered sugar.
Is it like it's like a croque madame, but
Or
like
what do they call that? Where they deep fry the whole thing. Bennigan's used to do it. Whatever.
yeah.
That's exactly what it is in a peanut butter
Monte
banana
Cristo.
version.
Monte Cristo.
And then the grape melt. It's hot, piping hot. They put the four corners in a boat and squeeze the grape jelly, and it melts all over it.
Really?
It's so good. Oh my God.
Good.
And it's made by the same guy that makes the fried butter. You know how the people will put the things up that they've won for years. You know, that one guy has done like the fried peanut butter jelly banana. Fried butter. He's a fried butter fame guy. Fried Twinkie guy, same guy.
I think it's the same family. Like they do. Like, they're a concessionaire, and they make like I felt bad when it was canceled last year because some of these families, it's like 80% of their income for the year or something.
They
crazy.
make their whole income in 4 weeks. People making a year.
So my kids always want to ride the rides, and I have a very strict policy.
I have a very strict policy against carnies.
And I do not get on a ride that is intended to be disassembled in 30 minutes or less. Like, if there's a single pin that you pull to collapse the roller coaster, I'm not riding it. Nuh-uh. Like, I want to ride something. I want to ride something that is like permanent, like Six Flags, Disney World, something like that. And as I get older, I can't get my equilibrium back as easily. So I actually try not to ride things, and my back hurts all the time. If I go to like not Disney World so much, but like Six Flags, that kind of stuff. But I'm like, nope, I'm not riding anything that is. I'll let the kids always want to ride, and I always end up conceding on this one. There's this one where it's like this circle, and it spins, and it makes these really sharp turns. And it kind of goes up and down. It's right there by the back entrance.
On the midway?
On the midway. There's the big slide next to it. It's where the gondolas come down.
Yeah. The mouse trap is on the back corner.
Yeah.
It's kind of, you've been to the fair a lot when you know exactly what all the major things
are. Also, you know what the most terrifying ride ever in my life is? Any Ferris wheel. I hate Ferris wheels so much.
I know.
They terrify me.
It's terrify in slow motion. Q was making fun of me because we went to Oklahoma City and they have this big Ferris wheel. He's like, get on it. I'm like, no, I'm good.
There's not enough G-force. And especially if it's the gondola type. Like, I can ride a Ferris wheel that is where you're sitting in a chair with like at the end of
legs out.
Where you were buckled in and all of that. But the gondola style, they're so slow moving.
Well, I'm scared of heights, so it's just terrifying to me how slow it takes you to get around the top part, which is the highest.
I'm not scared of heights at all, but it just that slow, total lack of G-force.
I don't like the G-force, but I also don't like heights, so I don't like either. I like no rides. I was the easiest kid. Teacups. I wouldn't go on Space Mountain with my dad. Disneyland, Anaheim. Teacups and what's the train ride? The Matterhorn.
Matterhorn. Yeah.
Those are the only two things I rode. Just get on the log ride. Those are the only things I rode.
I like the log ride. Tawana is saying, I love the State Fair of Texas, Belgian waffle, caramel apple with nuts.
Jack's French fries are good.
Jack's French fries and veggie corn dogs are my favorite. How much does that cost? Because that's the other, I started talking about this before. With our family of 4, it is easily a $300 to $400 excursion. Just evening. Like you go out. You already got to pay fucking $20 to park, and then you got to pay $20 a person to get in. So right there, we're already at $100. Then you want to drink something, and I'm not going to do it without some drink in me. That's already a lot. And the corny dogs are $6 each.
Yeah, no, I go in and I pay my fee. I pay to park. I get I go usually twice, and I get 4 sheets of tickets. And I might have a few tickets left over at the end, and I'll go buy however many pieces of saltwater taffy that I'll buy, right? Or hand them to some stranger.
I always just hand them to some kid as I'm walking.
Yeah, I do that too. But I have to have a corn dog first and foremost, right there next to Big Texas, the place that makes the homemade root beer in the barrels. I get a corn dog. And if I've got then I'll come around to where the pig races are and all that, and that's where the fried peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Brandon,
if I got it in me, I'll walk around to the midway to get the roasted corn, the people with the green banner and the yellow writing. I can't remember the family name, but they have the aprons on.
So
that's usually it, and I'll grab my caramel apples on the way out the exit, and I'm done. I park the same place every year.
For people who don't love it that much, we know a hell of a lot about it.
Well, once you know what you like and what you want to go get.
I mean, I've lived here since 1993, so I've been a few minutes there. So
look, they set it up the same way every year. Can you imagine? This could be a good PR tactic or a good tactic to change it up. People would be pissed, but you might eat more stuff trying to find the stuff you were looking for.
Well, they may have to change it anyway because they're talking about redoing Fair Park where it is, and
That's right.
the State Fair may not stay at Fair Park permanently. They may end up moving it somewhere else.
It's true.
It is actually, in reality, if you're from Dallas, the State Fair is a horrible, horrible tenant of Fair Park because it wholly consumes for like 3 months, a month before and a month after, and then a month of, where you can't do anything else at Fair Park hardly, right?
Mm-hmm.
The traffic, the museums suffer during that time.
Well, and all the stalls stay there all year on the back side of the Creative Arts Building. They're there all year.
Yeah. So anyway, well, we've hit an hour, so it is time to go.
Covered all the topics.
I love talking to you, everybody. I love you. It's important to know you are loved. We love you. We're an hour in. I'm kind of like, where's my glass of wine? No.
Oh, yeah, you didn't have wine today. I didn't notice till now.
No, I haven't. I'm trying to delay my drinking a little bit, just to as a tactic to drop some lbs. So
that's right.
I will see everyone tomorrow. As a reminder, don't forget, if you text me at this number, 214-949-8599, let me know that you want to get the inside scoop on Amazon Prime deals, and I will share them as I see them.
Let me whip out the hair and show people it still has volume.
Yeah, and Kerrie has got all the volume. Turn it down. Turn it down. All right. We'll see you later. Bye, everybody.